I created a platinum trophy and full trophy list for Pokémon Yellow and I tried to beat it. It was fun, but quite challenging.
I couldn't even beat his gym. I think I might have made this platinum too hard, you know.
The platinum trophy is a great way to push a gamer beyond their skill level, but the problem is, it only exists on PlayStation.
No! No! No!
If you could give a platinum trophy to any game, what would it be? For me, it would have to be one of my favourite games of all time, Pokémon Yellow, which released in 1999 on the Game Boy. It is a spin-off of the original games Pokémon Blue and Red, but ties into the Pokémon anime, mainly because you start with a Pikachu instead of one of the original starter Pokémon. I have so many fond memories of playing this game on my blue Game Boy Color, literally everywhere, at home, on aeroplanes, in the darkness of a car, waiting for the next street light to pass just to light up my screen. Gaming's changed. So I decided to go back and using my knowledge of beating this game at least 10 times, I created the perfect trophy list for this game. I want to make sure that this trophy list makes you experience everything the game has to offer. And I didn't want to have any excessively grindy trophies that would sour my experience with the game, but I did want to include some unique challenges in the game that would force me to beat scenarios in certain ways and push me to use my Pokemon knowledge. So my trophy list consists of 34 trophies. Of course, the Platinum Trophy with the cliche title of Pokemon Master. I then broke the other 33 trophies into 3 sections. Firstly, story-related trophies. These are tied to defeating each of the 8 gym leaders, the Elite Four, Pokemon Champion, and a few other key characters within the story. Next are the collectible trophies that are really just the Pokemon catching trophies. They're tied to finding certain Pokemon, evolutions, and of course, the Pokedex. I didn't add a trophy for completing the Pokedex because of the 151 Pokemon, you can actually only obtain 137. That is just too time consuming. It would have turned the end game into just a mindless slug of leveling up terrible Pokemon to try and get them to evolve, so I settled on a trophy for collecting 100 Pokemon. I think this is a good level of challenge without overstaying its welcome, which is key for any good Platinum Trophy experience. The third part of the trophy list are all tied to challenges and for completing certain tasks under certain conditions. I will introduce these as we make our way through the video, as some are quite tough. If you want a copy of this trophy list so you can beat it yourself, let me know and I'll share it. And let's start the Pokemon Yellow Platinum Trophy. When we start our adventure, we meet Professor Oak, who tells us all about the Poke World. We then give ourselves a name. Professor Oak then asks us to remind him of the name of his grandson. There's literally 2 houses in Pallet Town with 2 kids in, and Professor Oak doesn't know the name of either of them. Whatever you tell him, he just believes. The character will be our rival in the game, and he's supposed to be called Gary, but I settled on a great name of Soy Boy. We then wander into the grass before Professor Oak jumps to save us, and he catches a wild Pikachu, which will be our first Pokemon. We arrive at his lab, and we're supposed to get an Eevee, but Soy Boy pushes us out the way and steals it, and Professor Oak's completely okay with that apparently. But thankfully, we can have the wild Pikachu he literally caught 60 seconds ago. Great. We are now presented with our chance to unlock the first trophy, and it's missable. That's right, I did add a few missable trophies into this game. This trophy is called Making Friends, and is earned for beating your rival in the first battle. This is missable because it's one of only 2 battles you can actually lose and the story will progress. And in fact, losing this battle will actually decide on what Pokemon your rival will evolve Eevee into. If you win, he goes for Jolteon, the best. So let's beat Soy Boy.
It's our first battle, and we can get a trophy if we beat him. Most of the time you can beat him, but sometimes, you know, Eevees can be a little bit tricky because he's normal, but you just don't know how this is going to go. It's a first fight. It depends on critical hits, really, because critical hits are a little bit random in this. Oh no! The damage!
The guppy.
God damn it! Right, let's try it again, shall we? Right, I'm gonna go for a growl. I'm gonna keep growling here, alright? Alright, okay. Critical hit for me. Oh, he's fit. Oh, yeah, we'll go. Alright, alright, alright. So we got our first trophy, which would be missable, for actually beating our rival Soy Boy for the first time.
After earning our first trophy, we have to deliver a parcel to Professor Oak, which allows us to progress the game. He then decides that he should bestow his greatest creation ever to a couple of young kids, the Pokedex.
Okay, thanks Professor Oak. You just stay here with my mom and we'll go adventure across the world, yeah?
Which means we can now catch Pokemon. So I head to the Pokemart to pick up some Pokeballs so I can get the next trophy called I Got One, which is for catching our first Pokemon. Because a trophy called Oak Will Be Proud is earned for getting your Pokedex to 100 Pokemon, I thought it's best to catch as many Pokemon in every area as I progress through so I don't have to have a mindless slog at the end. Well, that's what I thought anyway. And the first Pokemon I catch is Mankey. I soften it up with a Thunder Wave before smashing a Pokeball right off its head. And with that, we had our second trophy. I already had my team picked out in my head, so although I'm catching a few Pokemon, they will be getting deposited in the Pokemon Center when I get the chance. It was then time for our next rival fight, which is just above where I caught Mankey. I spent a little bit of time training with Pikachu because I didn't want a repeat of the first fight. This is the second fight you can lose and the game will continue, and because of that I have attached another trophy to it called You're No Champion. You face a rival a lot in this game, but this is the last trophy I've tied of battling with him. So let's fight him and get our third trophy.
Let's go face Gary. I caught 4 Pokemon just in case I need to like start using them as like Poke Shields if I start losing, because I don't want to have a repeat of what happened in my very first battle with this soy boy. Right. Spearow. Well, I got a Pikachu level 10. Oh, one shot. Marvelous. Thunder Wave. Failed. Oh no. Thunder Wave. Right, okay, he's paralyzed. Right. Oh, yes. Oh, I didn't even need to catch this Pokemon. Absolutely whooped his ass there. I defeated Soy Boy again.
After that, it's time to face our first gym leader, but we have to make our way through Viridian Forest. So me and Pikachu make sure to battle every wild Pokemon for XP and all the bug trainers, which are so weak. We then arrive in Pewter City to fight our first gym leader, and he is a tough, funny, and iconic Brock.
Hey, I know. I'll use my trusty frying pan as a drying pan.
Brock utilizes rock Pokemon and has a combo of Onix and Geodude, and when we beat him we will unlock our 4th trophy and the first gym leader trophy called Brock and Roll. In Pokemon Red and Blue, this is a really easy fight. You can make quick work of him using Squirtle or Bulbasaur. In Pokemon Yellow, you've got a Pikachu. The normal way of beating him is to catch a Nidoran, level him up so he unlocks double kick, which makes quick work of the pair. But this fight against Brock presents us with our first challenge trophy of Pokemon Yellow's trophy list, and it is called Against the Odds, which is earned by beating Brock using only Pikachu in your party.
Now, I have never tried this ever in the 10-15 times I've played Pokemon Yellow, so I don't know how it's going to go. So the only thing I can really do is just train and train. If I get Pikachu level 17 or 18, I should be in a really good position to beat Brock. So I've just got to put some grind in now and get him strong.
So I spent some time in Viridian Forest turning Caterpies into absolute dust. I got Pikachu to level 17, which I thought would give me a good chance of beating Brock.
Alright, I've got our Pikachu, level 17. So I'm going to face the first train on the gym. This will give us a good indicator as to whether or not I'm going to struggle with Brock or not. Pikachu's only rocking 18 defense, which is not great, even at level 17. I've just spent like 30 minutes getting from level 10 to 17, so... Alright, we've got Diglett first. Alright, I guess we'll just go for a quick attack. Oh, I wiped the floor with them. Alright, okay. Right, okay. These don't know any ground moves though, right? So, it's okay. Alright. Time for Brock. Geodude. Right, quick attack. Missed, what? Oh my, critical hit straight away. Oh dear. Oh my god. No! I couldn't even beat his Geodude. Okay, Brock, let's go. I'm gonna use Growl. I'm gonna use a couple of Growls. Alright, I'm gonna weaken him down so you can only do like 1 bit of damage. Okay, right. This is some good tactics. Right, he's doing 2 damage. Alright, so he's on low health. Okay, we're gonna have to use some of these potions. I can only afford to do this once. Right. Oh, it didn't kill him, right. Okay, so we've got Onix now. Same tactic, growl him to bits. Oh, he's using Screech. No! Bind. Oh, I forgot I was using a move. Oh, he's using Bide. Okay, so I don't want to attack him, right? If I don't attack him, because Bide, like, returns damage. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh, he's using it again. Right, I'm just going to keep doing Growl then, when he is Biding, because then he can't unleash any energy on me and kill me. Right. Keep using Bide, damn it. This is some next level Pokemon strategy here. Come on. Come on. Oh, we've done it! We've done it! Beat Brock using only Pikachu. So that's Brock. And that's the first challenge trophy done.
So with Brock beat, we could now move through Mount Moon to face the water-type gym leader, Misty. I think it's a good time now to say if you're enjoying this video, make sure to give it a cheeky like. This is a new type of video for me, so if you want to see me make more of this style, you liking the video is how I know to make more. My overlevel Pikachu makes quick work of the trainers before heading into Mount Moon. I pick up a Moonstone, which I will need for a trophy later on, and find my first Team Rocket member. Team Rocket trainers in this game favour Pokemon like Zubat, Rattata, Coffins and Grimers, which are all really weak in this game. I then have my choice of a fossil, and I always go for the Dome because you get Kabuto, who is just way cooler. We then get to meet the MVPs of Team Rocket, Jessie and James, characters who are only in this version of the game. Just like the TV series, they have a Meowth, Coffin and Ekans.
Here they are. Rocket, Jessie and James wanna fight. This is bringing me back to the anime and to just playing this as a kid. I've got the Meowth coming on now. I mean, I am level 22. That grinding before Brock really helped. Oh, sugar. I'm gonna have to just potion up on Pikachu because I don't want to risk him dying. I've got loads of absolute weak Pokemon after him. And there we go. Quick work of Team Rocket. And that is another trophy for beating Team Rocket the first time, Jessie and James.
I then arrived in Cerulean City where Misty awaited. But first, in Pokemon Yellow you can get all 3 of the starting Pokemon from Pokemon Red and Blue, and I have tied a trophy to finding each of them. So the first one of our trio to get is Bulbasaur.
So this woman gives you Bulbasaur, and I can't actually remember if you have to beat Misty to get Bulbasaur, or if you just have to have Pikachu like you enough. Yes. Yeah, I got it straight away. And that's one of the 3 starter Pokemon you can get, and you get them all pretty quickly as well. And in this game, because Bulbasaur is missable, there'll be a trophy for finding Bulbasaur.
So now I officially have my second member of my team, Bulbasaur. The only issue is that you get him at level 10, which is way too low of a level to be of any assistance. So I tried to level him up against wild Pokemon in the grass, but they're all level 8 to 10 and it was just proving way too time consuming.
So I'm in Misty's gym, the second gym leader, and she's the water type. I thought it would be a great chance to level up Bulbasaur, and if you played the original games, you know there's no XP shares, Pokemon couldn't hold items. The only thing you could do if you want to level up Pokemon is do the old switcheroo, which is what you're going to see here. So use a Goldeen level 19. What do? I just swap him straight out for a stronger Pokemon and they split the XP. It becomes very tiresome and it makes everything it takes a lot longer, but it's the only way you can do it. Oh my god, Pikachu's getting slapped here. Oh my god. Oh my god, this is not good. Oh! Pikachu. Oh no! I've got no potions. My plan. And as well. Oh my. Time to fight Misty, and hopefully this will be a lot smoother than Brock. But I am going in with Bulbasaur. He's a grass Pokemon. I mean, grass and electric are both good against water. He's only level 15, so we'll see how he goes. But Misty has a Star U and a Star Me, I remember. I'm going off memory, but I'm not sure what level. 18. Okay. Right, okay. We'll just hit it with a Vine Whip straight away then. I think Bulbasaur might be able to take this fight by himself. Oh, yeah. Nice. He's level 16, which means he's going to evolve after this if I keep him alive. I know in the later ones when they die they don't evolve. I can't remember if it happens with this one, but we'll just not risk it. Oh, level 21. Right. Thunder Wave. Harden, interesting. Thunder Shock. Oh, okay. Right, that is a strong move still. Right, but piece of cake. Nice. Misty is now done. A trophy for beating Misty, and a trophy for our first evolution. Oh, here we go. That's a thing of beauty. Even 25 years later.
We then have to fight our way through Nugget Bridge so we can rescue Bill and he will give us a ticket to the boat so we can get the HM for Cut, which will allow us to face the 3rd gym leader. But before that, we're going to get our 3rd team member, Charmander. But I actually couldn't remember where you find him, I just know he's after the bridge.
Now I'm pretty sure you get Charmander up here. Is it him? What's this? I think someone gives you Charmander. Maybe it is actually this guy. So hey. Oh, yes, it is. So I get my next starter Pokemon, which is Charmander. Thanks, bro. I got me a Charmander as well now. Now he's level 10 as well, so I'm going to have to grind him up as well, but we've got a Charmander now.
After some fighting, it doesn't take long for Charmander to evolve into Charmeleon. I make my way to the next town, I speak to the police officer in the middle, she will give us our next Pokemon Squirtle after we beat the 3rd gym leader, but we need Cut first. So we make our way onto the boat, we defeat everyone, pick up some great moves including Body Slam which we give to Ivysaur, and we face our rival again and my level 25 Ivysaur makes incredibly quick work of his entire team with Vine Whip. And it's finally time to face the 3rd gym leader, Lieutenant Surge. Like the anime, Lieutenant Surge only has one Pokemon and it's a Raichu level 28. I managed to poison it with Ivysaur, but that didn't stop Raichu absolutely slapping Ivysaur and two-shotting him. Thankfully, I taught Charmeleon Dig a little bit earlier on, which is great against electric, grass, and ground-type Pokemon, and it almost one-shots Raichu. And plus, the poison effect which was applied by Ivysaur, it brings Raichu to the brink of defeat. He's then finished off by Charmeleon, and we got our next trophy for defeating Lieutenant Surge. We then pick up our 4th member of the team and get our next trophy for getting the classic Pokemon Squirtle. I'll be teaching Squirtle Surf and Strength, which will help for travelling and puzzles later on, plus Ice Beam, which will really help against all of Lance's dragons towards the end of the game in the Elite Four. There's quite a bit of time between now and our next trophy for beating the 4th gym leader, Erica. I make my way through the Dark Cave. I arrive in Lavender City. Using my newly evolved Wartortle, I plow through Soy Boy's team yet again in Lavender City before arriving in Celadon. This is probably the most important city in the game because it has the Mega Store where you can buy moves and evolution stones. But the first thing I did was I picked up Eevee from the back of one of the buildings before heading to Erica's gym. This is an incredibly quick battle. Because of the timing between gyms, if you battle all the trainers, you just become really overleveled for this battle. And if you have a fire Pokemon, you basically just sweep her entire team. Next, it's time to deal with Team Rocket again. You have to face them in between gym battles twice. And being totally honest, this is my least favourite part of the game. You fight Jesse and James. Although they are great for comic relief, they're actually weaker than normal Team Rocket members and they're just a joke. But on the plus side, after beating them, I Ivysaur evolved to a Venusaur, who I think might be the best of the 3 starter Pokemon. It was then time to earn the trophy for defeating the Team Rocket leader for the first time, Giovanni. He has an Onix, Rhyhorn and Persian, all of which are pretty rubbish Pokemon, especially when they don't have any TMs, so they have no good moves. So he's battered and we get the trophy, Is That It? Which I think is a very fitting title. We then save Mr. Fuji in Lavender Town and he awards us with a Poke Flute, which can be used in battles to awaken any Pokemon, but more importantly, it allows us to awaken the Pokemon blocking the road, Snorlax. Snorlax is going to be my 5th member of my team because in the game, he is an absolute powerhouse with high HP and a high attack, and once he learns Earthquake and Body Slam, he's a force to be reckoned with. Plus, he just looks so good and he just reminds me of myself. With this Snorlax fight comes another missable trophy, which is for actually catching a Snorlax. There's only 2 of them in the game, and if you defeat them both, your chance to have one of the best Pokemon in the game is gone. After this, I pick up the Super Rod, I catch some Pokemon, and make my way to the next city. Even after 25 years, I still can't pronounce it. Fushia City. Probably. I head to the Safari Zone to catch my 6th and final team member, Dratini. This is where my personal touch for the trophy list comes into play, because I've created a trophy called GOAT, which is for evolving Dragonair into Dragonite. Dragonite is my favourite Pokemon, but not only that, he is the strongest non-legendary Pokemon in this game, with absolutely insane stats. There's only one problem. Dratini and Dragonair are absolutely toilet. Dratini can't beat Pokemon the same level as them because his stats are just so bad, even when you teach him TMs like Thunderbolt. So I had to go back to my swapping XP strategy to try and level him up. And then it was time for the 5th gym leader. In Blue and Red he can be a little bit tricky, but in Pokemon Yellow he's a joke. He has 3 Venonats and a Venomoth, which my level 38 Charizard absolutely smashed. When you arrive in Saffron City, you notice there's actually 2 gyms. The current gym leader, Sabrina, who uses Psychic Pokemon, and the old gym, which was a fighting gym. The fighting gym presents us with the next non-story challenge trophy. We have to beat the old gym leader. The fighting Pokemon are no match for any flying Pokemon, so Charizard, knowing Fly, just sweeps every single trainer in the gym. Once we win, we get to pick one of 2 Pokemon. It doesn't matter which one we choose, but we get the Hitmonchan trophy. So the 6th gym leader is Sabrina, and she is the hardest gym leader in the game because of her level 50 Alakazam, which could probably one-shot every other gym, and a lot of the Elite Four. And I was sitting with my Pokemon only in the mid-30s at this point. This is the problem with having a team of 6 Pokemon. It's probably better just to have 4 or 5 so they level up faster and are able to hit harder with each of their moves. So I thought this would be a good chance to do some training, so I headed to Pallet Town to face all the trainers in the water between Pallet Town and Cinnabar Island. Thankfully, Dratini had evolved to Dragonair and I taught him Thunderbolt, so this was a good chance to get some levels on my future strongest Pokemon. I also headed to Silph Co to beat Team Rocket and Giovanni again. My Blastoise and Charizard made quick work of everybody in there. My plan for Sabrina was simple: to utilise Snorlax's massive attack stat to hit all 3 of her Pokemon, which started out well when one Body Slam knocked out her Abra, but one single Psychic from her Kadabra took 112 HP from Snorlax, so there's no way I could rely on it to win this fight. But thanks to the game's stupid AI, Kadabra tried to recover when it was already at full health, which gave Snorlax time to hit Kadabra with a Body Slam and cause paralysis. I then switched to Dragonair to paralyse Alakazam, and I thought I would try and use Venusaur's Leech Seed to slowly take away its health, but that didn't work when Venusaur got killed in literally one shot. Thankfully, Charizard's trusty Dig really came to the rescue here to win the match. Now, despite me saying there's no XP share in the game, but once you catch 50 Pokemon, you get something called an XP All, which divides the XP between the whole party. The Pokemon in the battle gets 50%, and the other 50% of the XP is spread across the other team members. It's pretty good for leveling up your whole team, but does slow down progression massively. Next was Blaine, the Fire-type gym leader, who just so happened to get absolutely destroyed by my level 39 Blastoise. It was then time for the final gym battle, who was none other than Team Rocket leader Giovanni himself. His Duck trio made incredibly quick work with my Venusaur, but I did manage to throw out some Leech Seeds first. This fight was going to be a mainly Blastoise and Dragonair fight, now that Dragonair also knows Blizzard. Well, it was, until my Blastoise was one-shotted by the move Fisher. His Persian then proceeded to wipe out both Snorlax and Pikachu, which was very unexpected, and I actually thought I was going to lose this match. I actually had to be a bit cheeky and use Revive to bring back Venusaur. It ended up being one of the tougher gym fights other than Brock, but I beat him and I'd earned all 8 gym badges in Pokemon Yellow. So now we have to beat the Elite Four. While I was making my way through Victory Road, I found my 8th rare candy of the playthrough, and I hadn't used any of them yet. So when I got Dragonair to level 47, I used all of them to get him level 55, so he would evolve into Dragonite for the trophy, and so I'd have one Pokemon over level 50 for facing the Elite Four. If you don't know, the Elite Four is a run of 4 high-level trainers, each using a certain type of Pokemon, followed by facing the champion, who just so happens to be your rival. So my team going into Elite Four was Dragonite level 55, Charizard level 43, Blastoise level 41, Pikachu level 42, Snorlax level 39, and Venusaur level 42. This is a much lower level than I was expecting to have at this point, but I had to give it a go anyway. The first match is against Lori Lee, who uses Ice and Water Pokemon and has a beast in the form of Lapras level 56. Without a doubt the strongest Water Pokemon in the game. And this fight does not go well. After about 5 Thunderbolts, Pikachu finally manages to defeat her first Pokemon, Dewgong, and then he just scrapes through, beating Slowbro, but almost gets knocked out after 1 Surf. Pikachu's defense really sucks and he does become a lot weaker at this stage in the game. I thought Venusaur would be able to do some damage against Lapras, but Lapras' Blizzard just continued to one-shot all of my Pokemon one after another until finally my last Pokemon, Snorlax, clutched the win. Next was Bruno, who was a fighting type trainer, with 2 Onixes just to make Pikachu completely redundant here. Thankfully, Venusaur's combo of Leech Seed, which steals health every turn, and using Mega Drain, which returns half of the damage done to Venusaur, which meant I was able to deal with Bruno relatively easily. Next is Agatha, who uses Poison and Ghost Pokemon. She can be really annoying because of her Pokemon's ability to put your Pokemon to sleep and then steal their health with Dream Eater. But this is where Snorlax truly shines if you teach him Earthquake. Even at level 40, he can wipe out most of her team, and then Dragonite comes in to clutch the victory. Then it's time for the Dragon Trainer Lance, who has a level 62 Dragonite, and is the strongest Pokemon you'll face in the game, and it can one-shot nearly every Pokemon under level 50. Thankfully, it's very weak to Ice. With Blastoise and Dragonite both knowing an Ice move, I had a strategy in place. My Dragonite, using Blizzard, actually managed to one-shot 4 of 5 of Lance's Pokemon, including his Dragonite that was 7 levels higher than mine. With the right setup, Lance can be dealt with. Then it was time for the champion, your rival, who we know as Soy Boy. This is the hardest fight in the game due to him having a Pokemon of every single type, but the real challenge is his Alakazam and Jolteon. By the time I actually reached his Jolteon, I only had 3 Pokemon with half health left, and Jolteon beat them all with one attack, one after the other, and I failed. A real sour moment. I was so close to beating the game, and I fell at the final Pokemon in the whole game. Because I was so close, I knew I just needed a little bit of training. I headed to Victory Road, which is the best place to train pre the Elite Four. I spent an hour leveling up my team by only 1 or 2 levels, nothing crazy because I thought that would be enough. And it was. Besides from Lori Lee's Lapras, the rest of the Elite Four was an absolute doddle. I was up against my rival's Jolteon yet again. This time Dragonite actually had time to pull off one move, and at level 37 he one-shotted my rival's level 65 Jolteon with Double Edge. And this is why he's the GOAT of this game. And with that we beat the game. There's still 11 trophies between me and the Platinum Trophy. Most of these are related to catching and evolving Pokemon, and there's 2 challenge trophies left. For beating the Elite Four and Pokemon Champion using only the legendary birds, and then for beating the Elite Four and Pokemon Champion with only Mewtwo in your party. Alongside this, we can't forget the trophy for collecting 100 Pokemon from the Pokédex, which itself does become quite a challenge towards the end. Before we can beat the Elite Four with any legendary, we have to catch them first. First was Moltres the Firebird. You only get 1 attempt at catching each of these legendaries, and if you accidentally knock them out, they're gone forever. So again, it's another missable trophy. So I had to be very careful. Honestly, I must have thrown around 20 Ultra Balls at Moltres. Each of them just kept missing and didn't even open. And Moltres wouldn't even go in the Pokeball. But eventually we got it. And then Zapdos and Articuno were pretty easy travels after that. Before we do anything crazy, it's time to do some Pokemon catching and get some evolutions. I evolved Nidorino into Nidoking using the Moonstone. I then evolved Eevee into Jolteon using the Thunderstone. And then I used the Leaf Stone, Firestone, and Waterstone for some more evolutions. And also try and evolve Pikachu into Raichu to witness a Pokemon that truly does whatever he wants. It was then time to track down and catch Mewtwo, which presents us with our next challenge, which is called Ultimate Pokemon Catcher. And to earn this, we have to catch Mewtwo without using a Master Ball. So we've got to catch the hardest Pokemon without using the cheat the game gives you. The problem with this is Mewtwo is incredibly powerful. He's the strongest Pokemon in the game, and it's actually hard just to keep your Pokemon alive while you're throwing Ultra Balls at him. But thanks to Zapdos, who is an absolute beast and must be the third strongest Pokemon in the game, behind Mewtwo and Dragonite, I managed it. I then quickly evolved my Magikarp into Gyarados. I kept catching and evolving Pokemon, but I was struggling. I had managed to obtain 84 Pokemon and I kept running out of Pokemon to catch. I even went as far to cripple myself financially just so I could buy a Scyther from the Celdon arcade. I had to result in leveling up a lot of Pokemon just so they would evolve in Mewtwo's cave, which took about 3 hours just to get 5 or 6 Pokemon to evolve. And when I was at 99, I remember that you can find a wild Rhydon level 60 in Mewtwo's cave, so I spent what I felt like an age running back and forward trying to find him. And when I finally did and I caught him, I had 100 Pokemon in my Pokedex. Before my challenge run, there was one more thing I had to do. I had to beat a Pokemon using Ditto's transform ability. He's a funny Pokemon because despite the fact he can copy Pokemon's looks and moveset, he totally sucks. He's only useful in later games when you turn him into a Pokemon fleshlight to get eggs. The 2 challenge trophies remained. First it was beating the game with the legendary birds. So I went in with Narticuna level 52, a Zapdos level 55 and Moltres level 50. Zapdos absolutely cleans to the first Elite Four members Water and Ice Pokemon. I tried to use Moltres against Jinx, but got absolutely smashed in. Moltres is really by far the worst bird. Same again for Bruno. Zapdos' Drill Peck is absolutely lethal. And then same again with Agatha's Ghost Pokemon. This was literally a Zapdos only run at this point. But it was time for Articuno to shine. Using his Ice Beam and Blizzard combo, he absolutely slapped all of Lance's dragons. I tried to share the load between the birds against a champion, but once again, Moltres couldn't beat a single Pokemon. The rivals Jolteon was again going to be the toughest challenge as all the birds are weak to electric attacks. But thanks to poor AI, Soyboy didn't think to use Thunder against Zapdos, which would have done serious damage, so I just finished him off with yet again another Drill Peck. If I hadn't leveled up Zapdos previously, I think trying this would have been a lot harder. All we had left was beating the Elite Four with only Mewtwo. I had to give him some new moves as he only knows Swift and Psychic when you catch him. Psychic is his best move, but you can only use it 10 times. So I went back to the power plant where you find Zapdos so I could find the TM for Thunder. Alongside that I also bought the move Takedown from Celdon City. This was just a precaution in case any of my moves ran out. Mewtwo has the highest special stat in the game, so as you can imagine, Mewtwo using Thunder has devastating effects against any Pokemon, but in particular water Pokemon. While I show some footage of Mewtwo cleaning his way through the Elite Four, I just wanted to say thanks if you're still watching at this point, and if you enjoyed the video and you want to see me apply trophies to another Pokemon game or another retro game, let me know which one in the comments below and don't forget to like. This has been a really fun challenge playing one of my favourite games of all time and I'd love to do it again. So I was finally up against my rival. I was running out of Thunder and Psychic moves, so I had to start using my weaker moves in Swift and Takedown. I made sure I had 1 Psychic left so I could one-shot the level 65 Jolteon and the run was over. I beat the game with only Mewtwo. And I had earned my fictional but still very rewarding Platinum Trophy in Pokémon Yellow. One hell of a journey. Thanks for watching.